we're here for another episode of 2Techies with Digital Grass and We Are Tech. Just so you know, We Are Tech is based on LGBTQ, minorities, and women. So those are the three things. So it's W3R Tech. So
wonderful.
Whole goal is, we know a lot of people are in tech, a lot of people don't get the exposure, don't get to know them, and they never get to know them on the personal side. Since they feel most tech people are introverts, although we're here at the Founders Lab with I Am Black in Tech, so real good experience here. So Miss Pat, I just want to say Miss Pat for some reason.
Please do. If that
It's
works
something
for
about
you,
it. I think
that
it's like
works
the Mrs. Jones thing, but we'll call you Pat though. So Pat, when did you fall in love with tech?
Oh my goodness. Ooh, that's gonna be dating me right now. I fell in love with tech back in the 80s.
Okay.
Right? So
what, you were about 12 then?
that's so kind of you. That's so kind of you. But yeah, literally, I was coming out of high school.
Okay.
And I'm proud of that. So in 82, I was coming out of high school. I started working right with some of the first IBM computers, some of the first desktops. So yeah, it was very interesting at that time. And I still work with some of the larger mainframe computers as well. So magnetic cards. Yes, I am really dating myself.
Wow.
It's been a long time, but black don't crack, so that's
you absolutely right about that.
Yeah,
you can give any 30-year-old a run for their money anytime.
Well, thank you for that.
Okay. So what exactly do you actually do in tech and innovation?
What I do is I mentor those who are in tech. So leaders who are in corporate, who are predominantly or primarily in tech fields.
Okay.
Even from the project management professional all the way to a coder, so someone, or even STEM, so anyone in the sciences, technology, engineering, math. Those are the people who I work with primarily to get them to the next level. So it's all about career advancement and getting promoted.
Okay, so you're actually helping them with their career. So they're setting a career and they're trying to climb that ladder. You're the one pushing them along the way. I
am pushing them, pulling them, and corralling them, yes.
Now, is it just corporate jobs, or do you do the same thing with entrepreneurs to help, do you help the CEO build within his own company?
I do, and this is really interesting. What I've helped many of the corporate leaders do is realize that their dream won't be fulfilled until they become an entrepreneur. And since they're already in tech, that's the most logical thing to move into. So that's what my love is. It's really having people to realize that working sometimes in an organization, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, that's fine. But if you know your heart is to be an entrepreneur, then let's go for it.
So you pretty much deal with the kids that dream in color. That's
yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Absolutely,
okay.
Absolutely.
So, more of a relaxed question. What is your favorite craft beer, or what is your favorite craft cocktail? So, you finally come visit us in Miami. I need to know which drink to buy you when you make it. What am I getting you?
Okay. So I'm a Gemini, so I might get.
I'm a Gemini too.
Two. Okay.
Depending on which side you on that day.
Right. So I'm still a Cosmo girl. I still am. Absolutely.
Traditional, classic.
Classic.
Okay.
I like a little lemon drop here and there, though.
Okay, we going for shots, huh? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the way live. You fit right into Miami. Just come down, lemon drops, go. All right. So, if we're thinking about your business life, your actual career, and your career was based off of a TV show or a movie, what TV show or movie would best describe your career?
Wow. Let's see. I'll go with movie, because I like movies better than I like TV.
Okay, so what
if it's
movie?
a movie, it would have to be Avatar. Avatar is my favorite movie.
Why Avatar?
Why Avatar?
How would that more so relate?
I know, right? Because for me, Avatar is really about a sense of transformation. So if you follow the storyline of Avatar, you have these individuals who are transforming.
Because they have to adapt to a whole new environment.
They have to adapt to a new environment. They have to learn that environment. So they have to be mentors specifically by the natives of that environment. Sometimes that's not really easy. So when I mentor individuals to adapt to a certain culture or to adapt to a certain new mindset, that's not always easy for them. So
Because you have to learn different businesses all at different times, so you have to almost be an expert at everything to be able to successfully do what you're doing.
Right, I do, and then they need to have that sense as well. Those individuals need to be flexible, they need to have resilience, and they need to be warriors. And that's what Avatar speaks to me in that way.
That's pretty deep.
I know that's deep, right?
That was good.
Oh, yeah.
That's that Gemini.
That's that Gemini.
When is your birthday, actually?
June 12th.
Oh my, that's my dad's birthday.
Something. But
My dad's birthday is on June 12th.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a cool guy, man, huh?
That's awesome. I think his birth certificate says June 13th. I don't know why it took him a whole day to get the birth certificate. That's the country
That's
though.
a whole other story, right?
So, in your career, what do you feel are some of your biggest struggles or challenges?
Wow. In my entrepreneurial career right now? So, biggest struggle, challenge would really be probably that phase between the prospect and the client acquisition.
Okay.
Right. So as people are looking at what may be called coaching, organizations are looking at that, individuals are looking at that, and I coach both. They want to understand the ROI. And so we really sit down and look at what is that going to mean for them? What is the quantitative aspect of what that's going to mean? And sometimes it's hard to wrap your mind around that because coaching isn't like a product. Like I bought your physical piece of tech hardware.
You're developing one particular person, part of a bigger enterprise, which is the person themselves.
Yes, absolutely. And so we want to make sure at the end of the day that you have a measurable result. And getting someone to understand what that's going to look like sometimes can be a challenge because it's not just okay. I want them to enhance their mindset and really think about how they look at their position or their goals or their career. It's really at the end of the day, I want results. Right. So I want to get them back to a results-based conversation so we can make sure that throughout the coaching engagement that they're looking to have an outcome-driven, results-based achievement. Right?
I think the interesting part about what you mentioned, my father, he actually does recruitment. He used to do recruitment for black engineers from Tuskegee University.
Wow.
That's how I ended up going to college when I was 17 years old. So I see a lot of similarities in what you guys do. The whole thing is about finding talent and making the best use of that talent.
Yes.
So you're not just building their skill set. You have to also build them as people to make them valuable. So he was doing what I now know to be diversity and inclusion when I had no idea what it was.
Absolutely. That's what I'm hearing you say. Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird because it's like naturally I'm following his footsteps just in a different sector. So now when you hear those words, diversity and inclusion, what is your gut feeling? Like when you hear it, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
When I hear it, the first thing that comes to mind regarding diversity and inclusion is how do you really measure that? And are you really committed to it?
That would be that was one of the things that I feel is missing now. Mm-hmm. Like my father, he had 6 or 7 seats at the table. Wow. And the way the program worked was if you went through the program and you became, because he worked with Department of Defense at the Navy.
Okay, sure.
But he was a civilian. So if you came and they would take you through, you would get your degree, but you were guaranteed a job. But you had to stay with them for 3 or 4 years before you could go get a private sector job. Okay. But he had an 85 to 90% retention ratio because the kids would look up to him. So they would stay. Mm-hmm. So I don't see that anymore. I see these numbers coming out. I see these quote unquote efforts, but I don't see let's fix the equity and let's get a seat at the table.
Right, because commitment's not there. I don't believe in many cases there's a lot of talk, but there's no commitment. Because commitment would mean now we're going to have action. And that action is going to make a difference and a big contribution. Like we're going to see it and it's going to be measurable. And it's going to be sustainable as well. So all those things can roll in together and I don't necessarily see that.
And it's funny, this is the third conversation. Yes. And each time I ask this question, it's getting deeper and it's getting deeper. I'm trying to make sure I don't get into my emotions as I go through this. Because it's just, I don't feel the commitment is there. Yeah. I feel there's a lot of, it was a hot buzzword 2 years ago.
Sure.
This year, the buzzword started dying down. And you saw that even at South by Southwest.
Yeah.
Now it's not even really a conversation. It's still just a couple of people grabbing them at the ankle saying, we want the information, we want the numbers. And I don't even know if they really care anymore.
You know, I believe they're going to have to care. I have a lot of friends who are in D&I, and I believe to sustain those positions, there's going to, at some point, have to be some measurable results from it.
So that will go to the question then. What's the plan? How does it actually look? How do we actually, and we're more so specifically going into technology, but what is the actual D&I plan? What does it look like to give us the results we're looking for? How does that plan look in your head? If you had to put this plan together, you had the top D&I from every major company, even down to small startup companies. What does the plan look like coming from Pat?
Now, that question is probably broader and maybe at a pay scale that's higher than mine. I don't know, right?
But you got the mind for it.
But what I would consider is, really sitting down and moving beyond just the talk of it and actually working together to say, what is it that's missing the presence of would make a difference? Like, what's really missing, and starting with that. And meaning, beyond are we just trying to make a quota or hit a number, but really just to say, if diversity, first of all, diversity and inclusion are two separate things. They just happen to be
put together.
Right. So let's make sure that we're clear about what's our diversity intention, and what's the mission around that, what's the inclusion intention, and what's the mission around that, and then now how do we put together a real action plan? And that's just going to take a lot of thought leadership. I don't have that one plan for it, but I do think that if you put together enough heads and put together enough hearts, that commitment, you can come up with something pretty powerful.
I got you. Yeah. So the world is yours. You have total access to anything you want. You get to pick one mentor. Who is that one person that's your mentor?
Oh, one person who's my mentor?
That means they financially invested in you. You have full access to them. You got their time. You got their resources. Who is your mentor? Who is that one person?
Oh, man. I know y'all think I'm going to say Oprah.
No, we don't.
But I'm going for Warren Buffett. I mean,
if you're going to shoot all the way,
right? If I'm going to shoot, right. Why not, right?
That would make sense. But is it, I know it's not just his money. Why Warren?
Wow, because Warren Buffett, see, now you're saying why Warren, and the first name that came up to me would be Jack Welch, because he's still around and he kind of maybe on his last little hurrah. Right. So before he leaves,
you want to get him now.
I want to get him now, so he would be a good second. But I believe Warren has always been on the forefront of a lot of enterprising ideas.
Right.
And he's also highly connected. I don't think there's a person on the planet who doesn't know his name, and because he would
when you get past a certain money bracket,
right.
You got to know who he is.
He has exposure. So when you start looking at an aspect of who is a well-rounded mentor, not just in the financial district, but he is highly connected to all the billionaires on the planet.
Right. Not a better option.
Not a better option, because that access. If he don't know, he is one phone call, I'm sure.
That's the 1 degree of separation. So
one degree of separation.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now that you got your mentor,
yes.
So you're kicking it with Warren, and your life, your journey, has now become either it's a soundtrack. So it's either an album or a particular song. So what will be the soundtrack of Pat?
My life like it's golden.
There it is, straight out. Jill Scott, right?
My life like it's golden. Okay. Yes.
So
that's my morning theme song.
You're happy where you're at in life right now.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Not too many people can say that. You know that?
Oh, it's
a lot of people are searching for that.
I'm sorry.
Miss Pat is living her life like she's golden. That's what it is. You can help them get there, though. If they want to.
Right. Exactly. I got you.
So we call this the game. It's all life, but at the end of the day, everybody I would think that I've met, especially most founders, entrepreneurs, we're thinking about some form of a legacy. You're the key person of interest, so when you leave that company, you're going to leave a mark. So what will be the legacy that you would want to leave behind and to be known by?
I would want to be known by purpose, empowerment, and prosperity. That all people, and definitely all people of color, have access to purpose, empowerment, and prosperity. And they all work together. Without purpose, it's hard to be empowered, it's hard to be prosperous. Without empowerment, you can know your purpose, but it's hard to be prosperous. Without the prosperity, it's hard to keep that purpose and that empowerment alive. They really go together.
Can't do one without the other, really. They tie
Exactly.
together. It's the acronym you can't break down and say take pieces of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Happens to be my initials, but just saying.
That's that marketing skill right there. All right. Put you in the hot seat. You look like you might have something to say. We give this option every once in a while, so we want you to be able to either ask a question that I would have to answer, make a statement that you want to leave the people with, or just any kind of comment that you want to kind of close this out with.
So my comment is, don't wait. I believe the only regret we have in life is that we haven't taken the time, the action, the opportunity faster.
Right.
I don't believe this is a life of slow. And
especially not in the world we're in tech,
in the
everything's
world
fast.
We're in. And yes, Ariel Capital talks about slow and steady wins the race. Well, yes, that's when investments. When you invest in yourself, you need to move with alacrity, with speed, and take the action to fulfill your dreams. Now versus never. Because that's really what it comes down to.
Gotcha.
Now versus never.
Now versus never.
Yeah.
All right. So, just so people can know, is there any way we can reach you on social media? How does everybody find you? Do you want to give us that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
At Pat E. Perkins.
Okay.
So it's Pat at pateperkins.com. It's at Pat E. Perkins on every social media. And my Facebook page is Pat E. Perkins page.
Okay. We'll appreciate it. So we have a tradition at Digital Grass. Every time we have a meeting, learn this from my mentor, we close out with a final word. So actually on the other ones I haven't participated, but for this one I'm going to participate because I think it would fit you and you should appreciate it. I'm very inspired by hearing you. This means a lot. So my word would be inspired. What would be your final word to close us out?
Oh, you stole my word.
You don't know how many times we hear that on a conference call.
Because I am an inspirational speaker, so it's really powerful that you said that. But I think that would be the word, power. Power. I know that would be the word, power.
Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.